Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Souky, I'm Zee.
Today we're going to tell you guys how we met, so stay tuned. But before we do or speak, say anything, make sure you like, comment and subscribe.
Down below.
Do it! Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams.
So, let's start from, alright, we had mutual friends. Happened to have this mutual friend on Snapchat as well at the time. And I kept seeing this beautiful woman. Didn't know anything about her. But all I know, I wanted to know more about her. Yeah, I was just really intrigued. So, long story short, I kept asking the friend, introduced me to a friend. Long story short, got you on Snapchat. I messaged her a couple of times. She aired me, flagged me. Then I think it was one day after your birthday, right? And I think I wished you a happy belated birthday. And then you said you looked nice, so I liked your outfit. And I left it for a little bit. And then, I think it was a couple months after that, or maybe a couple of weeks, or maybe months, I can't remember. It might have been months. I think this was like, almost a year, wasn't it?
Yeah, about a year.
Messaging working for a year. It was kind of like, you know, sometimes she'll respond, sometimes it was like, and I was like, okay. And then one day I was just sitting down, I was like, listen, this is the last time I'm going to message her. But before that, actually, saying that, the first time I saw Souky, I was like, I'm going to marry this woman. And that was it, that was the first thing I said. I remember I even told my friends at the time, actually. And I thought I was crazy, but a couple of years ago, so. Anyway, messaged her that last time, responded, just got on like a house on fire. Next thing I know, FaceTime each other all the time. So I remember saying to be that I'm going to break up the marriage between you and yourself. You know, you said something about what, the way your
Trust issues were set up.
You know, I had to break down a couple of boundaries, you know, patting it up, as they said. And yeah, had our first day. I lived in London at the time, but I lived in Surrey at the time, you know. So it's just on the border, southwest London.
So before our birthday, we finally got my number. You forget this? We finally got my number. And then we started messaging each other.
Alright, rewind. Alright. Fast forward a little bit. Finally got a number. Mainly started doing like FaceTime calls and stuff. We were FaceTiming all the time. All night, literally. You know, like high school, young love type shit, you know. Yeah, then had our first day. Yeah, our first day. And I was living in like Surrey at the time, so just outside London. And then you live in like Hertfordshire, so it was a bit of a drive. Eventually got to yours, picked you up.
So you live in Hertfordshire?
Yeah, you were. You live in Cheshire.
But Hertfordshire, isn't
Yeah, it is. It is. It's Hertfordshire.
It's not.
It is.
Oh.
Anyway, I wanted to take Kenny to like a restaurant near, it's like near Docklands, near the Docklands area. By the time we got there, it was closed, so I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do? But,
yeah.
In the event of all that, we got out of the car, we walked along the riverbank, and that's where we had our first kiss. So, it worked out in my favour.
My nigga.
Yeah. And then, to kill time, we were starving by the time this was like maybe, what, 12?
Yeah, it was like midnight.
Yeah, it was probably like midnight.
So
maybe.
considering like I've been getting ready all evening, okay, I'm so nervous. So nervous. Like we live quite far from each other considering like in England. That's like a good 2-hour drive if there's traffic from where he was living to where I was living. Especially because you have to go through so much of London, maybe parts of the outskirts, quite a lot. Like a long journey. And then, you know, we've been driving around for how long? We've been driving around for maybe he picked me up around like 9 or so.
Yeah.
And I think he'd had like 5 Red Bulls or so. He'd already told me. So we've been driving around, right? So we've actually been driving around for ages. So since like maybe like 9ish, something like that. I'm so hungry. On the first date as a girl, you want to be like, oh my god, I'm gonna eat like so. Like that. Not, you know, like at this point I was so starving. I was thinking I might forget that type of first date etiquette, literally. So we're driving around and I see this boat. When we get to that boat place, I was like, oh my god, this is going to be so nice and romantic. So we walk all the way up. So we walked all the way up to the boat, and then the restaurant was closed.
Yeah, so that was a bit of a bummer.
That's when we'd actually driven around the other side.
So that was actually plan B. That was plan B. That's a helpful plan C.
So in that time frame, we were driving around trying to get to the other place. What's it called again?
VQ.
VQ, that's it. I'm really bad with that name. VQ.
Yeah, it's a little 24-hour diner or late opening diner. You know, it's nice. I thought that best bet. That's special to say that.
That's it. So, but it was a little where we were. Where is that? Wherever that boat restaurant was. We had to get, I think, to Chelsea. Is that where VQ is, in Chelsea?
Yeah.
No, that's like the other side of London, to where the other side of where we were. So
it's back closer to like
where he lives. So we'd gone all the way from almost countryside Hertfordshire into like certain parts of London. Ended up not having to go to the other side of London. So it's like 2 a.m. maybe like 2 a.m. when we finally got there. So before that, guess where we went to eat?
Yeah.
McDonald's.
All the guys out there don't feel no way.
Do you know, McDonald's on a first date.
Needs to be fed. Took it to VQ after.
Which was still nice. So obviously, that was really, really nice. So obviously you didn't want me to get hungry. So you thought the closest thing we could think of is something quick, fast, McDonald's, and then we went to that VQ place, which is really nice. But it's very, 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 very tight and quite confined space, I think, personally. So if you're someone who gets a bit claustrophobic, you wouldn't want to go there. You really wouldn't. Like, but it is really lovely and romantic. So on our first date, we had a couple that practically were sitting on our laps.
Literally.
And they were like, it was, you know, when it's a first date, you kind of want to go somewhere a bit more quiet so you can speak to each other, you know, finally meeting each other in person, you know, speaking to someone over the internet or, you know, a phone, it's different, isn't it? You finally meet someone in person, you have that connection, you know, you want a bit more peace and quiet somewhere so you can really, really get to know each other. And this couple were just like listening, like to our whole conversation. I was just like, this is really awkward, but you know what, we just enjoyed the moment. We just enjoyed the moment and we just enjoyed each other.
That's what we always do.
Blanked it out, and you know, that was it. So we had a lovely, lovely first date. So you can see it's 2 a.m. so we're in Chelsea. Now we have to get me home.
So obviously I'm the gen, obviously. So
obviously he's going to drop me off home.
Drop you home.
Well, home where he thought I lived, because I gave him an address somewhere close by my house.
Was it like a little bit just around the corner?
Just around the corner from my house. So
precautions, but you know,
girls, I don't know.
Yeah, it's important.
I just think if you've never really met someone, I'm not saying that anyone's bad, because you know, years down the line, this is my soulmate, and you know, but in a first instance, I wouldn't just turn up to somebody's house. I'd think vice versa. So, you know, if you're going to meet someone, you would genuinely meet them in a public place. But if you're considering that someone is going to pick you up, then it would be somewhere more public. And I had like a pub right on the other side of where I live. So it was a local place. You could park in the pub. It wasn't even a thing. You didn't even know which direction anyone's going at. So, you know, so that was it. And then That was it. So we had to drive back. So it's now considering we got to that restaurant at
Driving up and down.
yeah. Got to VQ at 2. We ate. It must have been like 3 when we left. We can enter some pictures of that because we actually do have a couple of pictures, don't we? That
Yeah,
of our first dates. We can add
you
them
taking
in.
all these wacky, crazy pictures like
I know.
up my nostril and
Do you know what? Even if we don't have them, God printed some out in our photo album. So anyway, we've got a couple of pictures of us in our photo album. So it was like 3 o'clock, guys, wasn't it? 3 o'clock, and we had to get all the way. Let's just say like another 2-hour drive to drop me off, and then he's got to do another 2-hour drive to go back to where he is. So we must have got back at like maybe like 4:30 or so.
It was not even that, like it was crazy. Like I dropped you home. So imagine.
And you know, I didn't even go in, did I?
Imagine I was charged up for like Red Bulls, yeah. So I was hyper. I thought, yeah, cool, this is easy. I wasn't thinking nothing about it. But staying home. Maybe got about half an hour into the journey. Stopped at a gas station. That was it. But I was out. I had to fall asleep. Fell asleep at a gas station, people. And yeah, like you ever do that?
That was it. No, I never knew that. So we fell asleep at a gas station our first day. I think he'd been driving. He's been driving since like 7. Till like
I think I
7.
finished work as well at the time. Was it Friday? I think it's Friday.
Might have been, 'cause it seemed like I had my off and I used to work a lot, so.
Double check that.
The 14th of May.
They must have been on that. You never know. Maybe that was a Saturday. It's either Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
We used to see each other on the weekend because we used to work Monday to Friday. So it was a weekend.
Cool. Well, anyway.
So he asked me to be his girlfriend on our first date, and that was it ever since. I think after, you know, a couple of months of dating, we lived together.
Yeah, for those you know me, just if I say something, then that's what it is. Sake, wasn't recording. Up until what point?
Single day, but you know, our first conversation, you have to put down. So you have to put that. And then when I finally responded, I wasn't really having it. It's the truth. You know it was. So very hard to get.